In this video, we will be creating this horizontal traffic signal chart. So on a blank slide, go to Insert, click on Chart, click on XY Scatter, select the bubble chart which is second from the right, click OK, close the datasheet, click on the plus sign in the top right corner, uncheck Chart Title, Grid Lines, double click on the vertical axis. On the right hand side, change the maximum value to 2. Then double click on the horizontal axis, change the maximum value to 6. This has changed our minimum value to -1. Let's change that back to 0. Then right click, click on Edit Data. Make all three Y values 1. Change the sizes for all three rows to be 10. We just need them to be consistent. Now our first X value in the row 2 is going to be red bubble, the next one is going to be yellow, and the third one is going to be green. We need to decide our user input cell. So I'm going to pick F3 for our example. Let me add a title. I'm going to paste in the formula for our red bubble. So this formula is checking if the value entered in F3 cell, is it between 0% to 35%. If it is, then show the red bubble, else move it to the negative axis where we can see it, because our horizontal axis goes up to 0% and does not show anything on the negative side. Hit tab. Now PowerPoint tries to autofill the formulas for the remaining 2 cells, but we don't want that. We want our specific formula. So I'm going to delete those 2 values, then paste my formula for the yellow bubble. The yellow bubble checks if the value entered is between 35% to 75%. If it is, then show it, else don't. Let's enter the formula for the green bubble, which checks if the value entered is between 76 to 100%. Hit tab. Let's enter a value of 1% and test out our chart. It shows this red bubble, but right now it's not colored red, so let's color that by going to shape fill and picking a red color. Let's change the value to be between 36% to 75%, so I'm going to pick 36%. It shows our yellow bubble, which needs to be colored yellow, so select and change the color to yellow. Next, let's change the value to be 76%. This is our green bubble, so let's color it so. Okay, I think our chart is almost there. We need to clean this up a bit, so delete the vertical axis and the horizontal axis. Decrease this in size. I'm going to double click on the bubble and change the scale bubble size to 150. For the next step, I will be adding a shape to the background. For that, I need to be able to see all 3 bubbles at the same time. So I'm going to edit my formulas temporarily to be able to do that. So I'm going here and changing my else values to 3 and here to 5. Then I'll change my input values so I can see all 3 bubbles. Then go to Insert, click on Shapes, select this rectangle with rounded corners. Let's send this to back behind our chart. Increase the radius of the corners. Change the color to a dark gray like so. Make sure it's symmetrical with respect to these bubbles. I think it looks okay. Go back to our data sheet. Change our formulas to how they were before. So -1 here and -1 here. Alright, I think our chart is done. This is a sample layout for this chart. The text and the data labels are added manually. This is the reference sheet for our formulas. These are the current intervals. If you want to change those, you will have to change these highlighted values and then paste your revised formulas in the column A, where our X values are. This is another example of where we could use this chart. So I have set up an example of a project tracker. Each of these charts are an individual chart. This chart is based on the same criteria that we just used, which is based on percentages. If you want this to be based on simple numbers like 1, 2, 3, this is that example. So here, instead of percentages, you just have to type in values between 1 to 3 to get red, yellow, or green bubbles. For this chart, it's set to a green bubble. That's why we have the value of 3 here. If you want this to be yellow, change it to 2. For red, change it to 1. This is the revised formula for a number-based chart. This is a lot simpler as we are only checking if the input values are either 1, 2, or 3. If so, then show your respective bubbles. This is one more example where instead of 3 colors, I just have on or off switch. So here is the same data sheet. If I change my F3 value to 0, you'll notice the chart has turned to an off position. This is the formula for the toggle chart. I will be sharing this file in the description, so feel free to download it and use it in your projects. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for future videos, and I will catch you next time.